Okay, here we are with the Pro Show. Our first pro fight of the evening sees Lloyd Harrop versus Artiom Katov. Lloyd Harrop,
a UCC veteran. I think he fought on the very first UCC show.
I think he's fought on maybe 4 or 5 UCC shows.
He's definitely one of the home fighters.
Certainly is. And
this fight's at welterweight. Normally he takes fights at lightweight. He took this one at welterweight because he didn't have time to get down to...
yeah, I weighed him in yesterday. Weighed in at 76 kilos. Fairly comfortable, you know. I don't think there was any struggle or anything.
No, he said it's been nice to have the opportunity to... that wasn't nice. He didn't enjoy that.
That was a big takedown.
That was nice.
Unexpected for an Antonio's Lithuanian. You know, they're usually sort of stand-up strikers, if anything, but that was a nice takedown with some ground and pound.
Antonio's gym is a little bit like the Forrest Gump box of chocolates thing. Like, you just never know what you're going to get. You really don't. You get like this guy can obviously wrestle, and looking at the build of him, look at his legs.
This is Igor Vovchenchen.
Yeah.
That we were discussing earlier.
The problem with Antonio's gym, I find, is that you either get a complete pudding or you get a Lithuanian lunatic that really knows what he's doing.
And would you describe this guy as a Lithuanian lunatic?
Well, look.
Yes.
He's got a bit of game, and the Lithuanians generally don't go over easy. Anyway, I've seen guys that have clearly got very little training stepping into fights on a day's notice.
I think a mentally sound guy wouldn't choose puce shorts. Is that colour puce?
Well,
violet.
They're going to be red in a minute because he's
hammer fisting Lloyd Harrop to death.
And he's kind of past the guard in an interesting way. He was kind of holding the leg in place.
Lloyd's kind of getting a bit of a bicep crusade if he goes for it.
Nice short knee, I like to see that.
Good, solid. He's got him really cradled up in the ball.
It suggests to me, I'd say he's definitely got some sort of wrestling background.
Yeah, hammering.
Because he's going for that cradle, spladle position.
Yeah, and obviously the double leg was very nice.
That was a huge double leg. The one at the start, I've seen guys get knocked out when they've been lifted like that.
It will. The one of those where it takes the wind out. You can see spots from being slammed on your back. He's looking for a rear naked choke, a bulldog choke.
But he's made a crucial error by crossing his feet. If Lloyd is aware enough, he can cross his legs over the feet and make an ankle lock out of that and snap the top ankle.
I think he's too busy worrying about the neck, John Joe.
I think he's in a bad position there because small guys with short, strong legs, it's a nightmare trying to clear the hooks.
Yeah, and it just feels so strong, you know, stretching him back there.
He's obviously got some strength in those arms as well.
He's a very solid looking guy.
A very compact unit. They make good submission like Jeff Monson, good submission wrestler.
Yeah, certainly.
If you're like basically square with massive thighs and little short, strong arms, you are a nightmare for anyone on the floor.
Well, you can see Brad Conway's looking at the submissions, also looking at the crossed legs. He's keeping a good eye on everything that's going on. He's jumping on the back. At the moment, this is not the fight we expected.
No, he was briefly out there, and he's Lloyd needs to, if he gets to that position again where he briefly escapes a quarter, he needs to start sort of stringing his escape attempts together and looking to, you know, peek out, sit through.
At the moment, this is one-sided, total one-way traffic. John Joe, do you agree?
Lloyd's had a very torrid time of it, and this first round, if he gets through, it's going to be a very steep learning curve because, like we say, you don't know when you get a late notice opponent, there could be anybody, and he's finding out that this particular person is.
Brad's done the right thing there. You know, it was a good position. Now, did you see him there shaking the arms off? We're talking about short, stocky, powerful build, but the lactic acid can build up very quickly. And look there, he shook his arms off as if he got a real build-up of lactic acid, which could really go in Lloyd's favour as this fight progresses. It
could, but looking at Lloyd, he's nervous about the shot. The knee was there. The clinching knee might be a good look for him.
He launched that overhand right.
And possibly, because his opponent's obviously got a wrestling background, maybe something like faking the shot to make him drop his level, then coming up with a head kick might work for him because of that height advantage.
He's a tricky little fighter.
Yeah, Katov's definitely looking to get under Lloyd's shots there. He's waiting for that punch, waiting for that kick, looking to get inside and get a hold of him.
Yeah, well, it was never going to be a long-range boxer when you saw him weigh in, was it?
Well,
you know,
it hasn't deterred Sean Shirk, has it?
Yeah.
Not to get sidetracked, but Shirk seems to think he's a professional boxer these days.
Yeah, having watched Sean training, he likes that sort of slip side walk forward. I think you might think he's Mike Tyson.
I think Lloyd's very nervous now about letting things go.
Well, he would be. You know, every time he's overcommitted, he's ended up on his back.
I'd really just be flicking that jab out, just loads of light flicky jabs.
So, I mean, that's around to Katov in my book.
You could make a 10-8 argument, maybe.
Yeah, certainly.
I know it's Lloyd had to be led away by his coach. He's not happy at all. Either with his performance or the opponent, one of them. But
yeah, he's probably thinking, "What have you got me here? Yeah. Where did you get this guy from?"
He's got a real puzzle to figure out, hasn't he?
So, look there to the corner. You can see them shaking off those arms as if he's saying, "Look, my arms are, I can't do anything." Not shaking him off, John. No, shaking off the lactic acid in the arms. Okay, so seconds out.
Well, Lloyd looks full of beans, ready to go.
Yeah, Lloyd there, getting his crowd cheered up. You know, he wants this. He's going to have to come out here a lot faster.
He looks really pissed off.
He does look really
unhappy. And
this wasn't the script he thought he was reading tonight.
I just wonder what he's going to do to solve the problem, because these little stocky wrestlers are a nightmare.
I think he's doing the right thing here. Sharp strikes, kick his legs, jab him, kick his legs, don't overcommit. Yeah.
Now then.
He needs to start to try and land just like that. Leg kick, headshot, and not mix up too much. Don't really get involved like this.
Yeah. Really? Maybe start playing the points game.
Yeah, exactly. And Anderson Silva stealing shots from the outside.
It looks a lot like Anderson, actually, come to think of it. You can see the resemblance
there. The Spider. Lloyd the Spider Harrop.
Harrop's web. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's exactly what we're after. See that nice solid leg kick and then a 1-2 down the middle.
Katov,
he's doing exactly the right things here.
Blocking, but like sort of non-committally, like he's not too sure whether he wants to go shin to shin.
Well, he's probably thinking I'd rather take it on this massive thigh I've got.
Which does look fairly bulletproof. However, if Lloyd can make that big leg start hurting, then it's really going to hurt. Because
that's going to be one big pain.
You can see some red marks on the back of the leg there.
You see there, he just ducked straight under the shots, went for the leg attack. Lloyd defended well, a big body shot. He needs to detach here, Lloyd. Don't let him get hold of those legs.
He needs to.
He doesn't look keen on the clinch, Katov.
No, I think Lloyd needs to try and maybe get an underhook and turn him onto the fence and then break him back away.
Yeah.
If he can. Easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, he looks a very strong squat fighter there. Gets the tape. This is just a nightmare when you've got a guy with these little short arms pounding you down. Remember, like your sort of Paul Sutherlands and guys back in the day. Very powerful arms.
He definitely doesn't want to be here against the fence like this. Horrible position. There's not a lot you can do aggressively from the bottom in this position, and even trying to stand up against the fence and like sort of walk you back up the fence is so hard.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, he's got the armbar. No, he's not.
Good effort. Well, at least he's got his head away from the cage. That's something.
Yeah, and it's good to see that he's attacking, because that's what he needs to do. Keep him under pressure. Keep threatening.
He's keeping the leg crossed to defend any attempt at mount.
I don't think Katov's going for it. I think he likes those little short knees to the body.
Yeah, I don't see Katov going for mount myself.
He likes that. He's got that nice base, just firing the knees in. Lloyd trying to get back to full guard. Hard against a squat little guy where there's not much room in there. Okay.
Referee standing him up again for lack of action.
They're taking the time here.
Yeah.
Both guys showing signs of wear.
Katov looks pretty tired now. Lloyd still looks fairly fresh. Still annoyed. That right hand's cocked and ready to go. That right hand's going any second now. Just going to find his range. Tap, tap, tap with the left.
He's waiting for Katov to change to move the left.
Nice right hand back there from Katov. That was a good counter.
Yeah, Lloyd needs to make sure he doesn't walk onto any of these. But if he can just use those long shots, when he throws that 1-2 down the middle and the low kick, he's just landing every time.
Oh,
again Katov ducks under the shot.
Katov's waiting for that right hand. He knows it's coming, but look at that. Now he's tired.
Yeah, and visibly showing signs. You know, that it's not a good thing when your opponent sees that you're tired like that. Lloyd should get on him now. I don't mean close the distance too much, but he needs to step up the pace. 3-4 shots, do you think, John?
I think we're going to see Katov start swinging wild shots because he can feel his energy going, and I think Lloyd might start getting his shots in then. I don't think he's got too many more takedown efforts left in him, man.
No, and one thing Lloyd has got is the crowd behind him. Oh, knee would have been nice.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
He was begging for it.
1,000 people went knee.
I think Lloyd will throw the knee next time he goes in there.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he said, John. Oh, but he lands the right.
Nice choppy overhand right. And I think he's just going to stall out the clock now. There we go.
So here we go, the last round. Lloyd Harrop needs to pull something out of the bag, I think, here. Possibly 2 rounds down.
He's almost definitely 2 rounds down here. And
but we did see signs of wear and tear from Katov. Starting to look tired. I mean, he's back on the front foot here, but how long for with that lactic acid in those muscles?
If I was Katov, I'd look to hit one big shot and just ride out the clock because that's the most boring round. Just hold him on the fence. He's got it in the bag, really. It's his fight to lose at this point.
Yes, I mean, Lloyd's got to finish him. He's got to stop him in my book to get the win.
This now is what, if I was Katov's coach, I'd be screaming for this. Just keep him on the fence, keep busy, look busy.
Yeah, keep
if the referee's separate, oh, nice. Sort of a hit throw.
Yeah. I think Lloyd but look at these hammer fists. See, you can be easily cut with hammer fists like that.
If he can get a barrage going like that, again, we might not be far off a finish, you know, Ian.
Yeah, Lloyd.
They don't look like a lot, but when you take 100 of those,
yeah, Lloyd just looks a bit lost. Look at that, he's holding his head, firing the shots in. This is good ground and pound work here from Katov.
I'm impressed. I am impressed with what I've seen of Katov because, you know, Antonio's gym fighters are a very, very mixed bag. They always walk into the ring looking like they've had a voucher to spend at Sports Direct with some strange shorts that don't really give anything away, such as this purple cycling short effort that he's wearing. But what a nightmare!
But I mean, I'd give him an award for the best chosen outfit for the night.
I'll tell you what, he's wrapped like a box of milk tray, but there's nothing sweet about him, is there? No.
You should be a writer or something, John Joe.
I had a stab at it. I'm good at text messages. Anything longer than that, I get a bit confused.
Hey, get yourself on Twitter.
140 characters. I am a maestro.
So here we go, Katov, the surprise of the evening.
Yeah.
He's 2 rounds up against Lloyd Harrop, ground and pounding him. Lloyd at the moment, looking like he's run out of ideas.
Lloyd needs a submission. From this position, he's got to look for that triangle, armbar, kimura, whatever he can get off his back. Guillotine if it presents itself. Oh, he's climbing. He's climbing there for the triangle, but he slips off.
Very, very difficult when your opponent's
now
up on his feet and not on his knees.
Short elbows. Actually, Katov's not really gone for the elbow. That's it. Fight's over. Fight's been stopped.
Yeah. That was an amazing win from Katov.
Now,
coming in against the local favourite. And
Lloyd's protesting that, and I understand why he's protesting, because he wasn't on the point of being knocked out, but watching the course of the fight, it didn't look like he was going to get out of that position there. That was only going one way, that.
A great win there for Katov, and Lloyd Harrop back to the drawing board.
To the centre, please. Fighters for the centre. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, 45 seconds of the last round. Your winner by way of TKO.